What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the Honda Civic CRX Mugen. We're going to be doing our drift build series resurgence. This is episode 1 of the drift build series. We're going to do these as much as we can, but a lot of you guys obviously are huge fans of drifting, and a lot of my loyal viewers from Forza Horizon 4 drifted with me all the time. We actually grew our channel on Twitch doing drift competitions, giving away hundreds of millions of credits. So as to pay tribute to that and give some respect to that, we obviously have to bring back the drift build series that we did 10 episodes of on Forza Horizon 4. We're going to be kicking it off with the iconic Honda Civic CRX Mugen. This car is currently in the playlist right now, so it is obtainable. And as you get it, I please encourage you to download this tune, try it out, and comment down below letting me know what you think of it, and maybe some things you want fixed and stuff like that. And yeah, just your general input. We're going to talk about the upgrades real quick on it. We're going to talk about the tune real quick on it, and then we're going to get to the fun stuff, drifting it down the side of the volcano. Yeah, that's about it. If you guys like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate you. That being said, if you guys want to take these upgrades and take this tune and make your own build on it and tweak it the way you want to, I fully encourage you to do that. This is meant to be just a helpful video to get a lot of you guys started with drift builds, understanding, you know, the behind the scenes of making a drift build. It did take a lot of time for me to fine tune and tweak the tune on stream for you guys for this car and for every car that we'll be releasing in the drift build series. I got a couple of them already saved up for you. So yeah, use it as a basis, change what you want as you want to change it, but this is pretty fine-tuned and pretty good. That being said, I am not that great at drifting, so bear with me when we do get to the drifting part of the video. But yeah, let's jump right into the upgrades and talk about them a little bit for you guys. We'll actually start on the engine right out of the gate. We did swap it to the 6.2 liter V8 just because it sounds so flippin' good. I mean, it is... sounds like an absolute monster. Beautiful engine, beautiful engine. We went rear wheel drive with the drift, or for the drift car. The reason I do this drivetrain is because I'm just comfortable drifting rear wheel drive cars. That being said, all wheel drive is not that bad if you understand it, and there is little minor tweaks you have to make to the tune if you're going to do that. We went with the supercharger positive displacement. I hear that positive displacement is better than centrifugal. I'm not sure what the difference is exactly, but I just like superchargers. I like the whine more than I like turbos. You know, everybody's gonna have their own opinion and be biased in their own way. I know that this is a JDM car, so not putting turbos in it is basically a sin. I'm well aware, but I'm a big supercharger fan, and with that V8, it just sounds really good. So I'm a huge fan of the supercharged V8, and yeah, I know it's a weird car to put it in, but why not, right? It is Forza, we can do whatever we want. So, and this gave me enough juice, basically, and horsepower to do what I wanted with it. I basically max upgraded everything in this. You can see I did the sport displacement for upgrade for the supercharger instead of the race, because I didn't want to go too crazy on horsepower. At the end of the day, you don't want to just absolutely deck this thing out with horsepower if you don't have to, but a little bit goes a long way. Obviously, I did 900. I like my cars to have a little more horsepower. Most people recommend anywhere from 300 to 500 for tandem drifting, 500 to 700 just in general. Like I said, I like my horsepower a little bit higher, so I tend to go for at least 1,000. I know that's a ton, but it's just how I like my drift cars. For most people, especially if you're getting started, definitely dial that back a little bit. No need to go that crazy. Transmission, we did the race transmission 6-speed. I don't feel like you really need that many gears, to be honest. Went with the race drive line, and then we went with the drift differential, of course. Tires, for the tire compound, we obviously did the drift tires. For the tire width, we did the middle selection for the fronts, and then we did the large one for the back. Since there is so much horsepower in this car, we wanted to have a little bit thicker rear tires, and that just makes it for a more comfortable drive. We went with the stock tires and rims, irrelevant. I don't do anything to the rim size at all. I do not change this whatsoever. I heard in a video way back in the day on Forza Horizon 4 that messes it up a little bit, but it could have no impact at all. I honestly have no idea. I went fully wide just because why not? I mean, screw it. It looks awesome. I mean, feels awesome. Gives it a little more of a sturdy base. Yeah, why not? You know what I mean? And then the body kit really doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. I didn't put a wing on it because I'm not a weirdo. And yeah, that's it for the upgrades. Let's jump right into the tune. We did 18 PSI on the front, 21 PSI on the rear. I'm not really going to use this video as a way to explain how to tune. If you want to use this as a basis and tweak things as you want, there is a description that tells you exactly what all of these things do. And you can use Google for anything further than that. This isn't really an explanation video like that. This is more just showing you what I'm doing. So people who do know how to tune and stuff like that, or are just getting started somewhat, can use this as a basis. This isn't going to be like a video where I explain every single bit of tuning. Maybe we'll do the video for that in the future if you guys want that, how to drift and how all this stuff works. Comment down below. But it does have descriptions that tell you how this stuff works if you just do a little bit of reading. I widened out the gears quite a bit on this. You can see I dropped the final drive all the way, and then I separated some of the gears just a little bit and made them a little bit longer across the board. We did -5 on the front, for camber, -2 on the rear, 0.5 on 0.5 out toe out, I should say, 0.5 toe out on the front, and then -1 toe in on the rear. The front caster angle, we left the complete same. That's how it started out. I felt that these 4 were extremely crucial for getting this car to drift the way I wanted it to drift comfortably on the controller and on my wheel, because everybody knows that's different. I find that wheel tunes translate to controllers perfectly, but controller tunes do not translate to wheel tunes for drifting very well most of the time. That being said, they can. But I find that they don't very often. So I like to make the tunes on my wheel usually, although I did make this specific tune on my controller, and I'm still learning how to drive with it on the wheel. It could use a little fine tunes for the wheel, but I think the adjustments we made on the controller were just enough to make it usable on the wheel. We absolutely dropped the anti-roll bars to soft. The springs are pretty much completely soft, except the front has a little bit more than the rear. We dropped the ride height completely for, you know, a drift car, obviously. Rebound stiffness, I would say I would go a little bit lower on this if I had to change anything. A little bit softer. Bump stiffness, maybe a little bit softer, but it's at a good place. Downforce, arrow, and stuff like that, I don't touch. I leave this completely the same. Braking force, I added a little bit to the front, a little bit more to the front, or not, yeah, the balance, not the pressure. The balance I added a little more to the front. The pressure I left completely the same, and then the differential I completely maxed out or locked it at 100% accel and decel. I'm pretty sure it comes with like 10% acceleration, 95%. Or yeah, 95 or 100% acceleration, and then 10% deceleration. I just maxed it out at 100 a piece. So that is the tune, and now we're going to drop on over to the volcano, and we're going to do a run drifting this thing. All right, homies, now that that is done, we're going to jump right into drifting this thing. Note that I will drive off the road. I will spin probably at some point. I am not the greatest drifter in the world. I consider myself very mediocre. The drift build itself is very good, but I'd love to hear your guys' opinions after you try it out. Okay, that was a drive-atar. But anyways, I'd love to hear you guys' opinions. Love to hear what you think about it. But yeah, let's jump right into drifting this puppy. We are not going for a high score. We're just drifting it to show you guys basically that this is a pretty high quality drift build. I'm going to do my best to display that as much as I can. But yeah, kind of for your viewing enjoyment, you get to watch me attempt to drift on the wheel as much as I possibly can. I mean, this thing just feels so smooth. We sat there and fine-tuned it on the controller, like, quite a lot. And it is an absolute monster at drifting, I might say myself. But I would love to hear your guys' opinions on it. I'd love to hear you try it out. It definitely can get really deep in those turns. It definitely can spin out if you suck at drifting and the road's wet. Which, by the way, that is playing a factor. I am somewhat not happy about the fact that the road's wet, because that definitely changes the feel of this drift build. It felt a lot different when the road was dry. But yeah, I mean, this thing is a monster. It drifts so well. It can get really deep and recover really well. But yeah, the angles are awesome. The horsepower is awesome, in my opinion. The car itself is amazing. I think the build's super fun. The supercharged V8's a blast to drift with. It sounds good, so it's not one of those really wonky, naggy drift builds that you guys all know about, like the Torque Stallion, where it's just that whine that really grinds your gears, no pun intended. But just gets kind of annoying after a while. Doing my best just to stay on the road. I'm not really trying to get a high score or anything like that. Trying to get as much angle as possible without looking like a fool and driving off the road constantly for you guys while you're watching. or spinning out more than 3 times. You guys know the vibes. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and re-record all day long until I get this right and drift it correctly, because I would be here all night long drifting if I was trying to not spin out one single time in the video. So you guys are just going to have to bear with the bad drifting and take the video with a grain of salt. Gosh, really eating it down this hill. We'll get her going here. We'll get her going here. A little clutch kick. I don't like to use the handbrake on my drift builds, even though I have a really nice, expensive Fanatec handbrake. I know that's super weird to not use it, but I feel like it's great for managing angle, but I'm not at the level where I can use it to manage angle without honestly spinning out the car. And I end up hurting myself more than helping myself whenever I use it. I got pretty decent using the handbrake on Forza Horizon 4, but this is a new game with similar driving mechanics, but somewhat different, it feels like. And I haven't played Forza Horizon 4 in a super long time. So we're still getting back in the swing of things. We're still getting back into drifting. Still getting back into all of that stuff. It took me a while just to get the drift build skills back up to par, and quite a bit of cartoons. If you guys search up my name, you can see I do have more than just one cartoon out right now. I have like a Toyota Trano car build, couple meme ones, the Ford F450, which is an awesome drift build, the Unimog, which is an awesome drift build, and then the Twerk Stallion, Trano, the CRX Mugen, and I think that's it. Maybe one more, maybe, but I don't think so. But yeah, it's taking a little bit of time. We're getting back into it. We're getting back into the tunes. We're getting back into the upgrades. We're trying to get them all right. Have some fun with it on stream and stuff like that. So if you want to stop by on stream and watch me build a lot of these tunes, you are fully welcome to do so. But that is about it. We got a new personal best on this drift zone. Whew. As you can see, beautiful car, super fun, absolute blast to sit here and drift. CRX Mugen, you guys all know, you all heard of it. It's a really fun car. I hope you guys could use this for at least a basis, if not downloading my tune itself. If you want to download my tune, the share code is going to be on this video the entire time, as you'll probably see it up in the corner. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you enjoyed this series so we can make some more, and drop some cars down below that you want to see in the next drift build series. Thank you so much for watching.